Hello everyone and welcome to the Topical Hour. Nope is easily the best horror movie I can think of. When I say that to people, they usually come back with something like, what about Get Out or Us? And yeah, those movies are pretty good. But not only do I think Get Out is more of a thriller, but Us has a few problems that hold it back. Nope, however, transcends. With its themes, its characters, its cinematography, its heroes, its villains, its anti-heroes, and obviously the scary bits. After I watched this film and discussed it with a few friends, they said that it wasn't that scary, and I couldn't agree with that. So we're gonna dive into what makes this movie so good, what makes it so terrifying, and what makes the characters feel so real. We'll start with the setup. There's a Hollywood horse farm in Agua Dulce, and the guy who runs it dies when a quarter pierces his skull through his eye. Well, that guy's son, OJ, has to take up the mantle in his place and keep the horses and the business alive. Meanwhile, his sister Emerald has to grapple with wanting to move on from the business and the land, and then obviously the two start seeing some kind of flying saucer moseying its way around at night. The two immediately decide that they want their moment in the spotlight, more so to capitalize and save the farm, so they approach a guy named Angel to set up some cameras and capitalize. That's essentially the premise. Now go watch the movie and we'll continue. So, right off the bat, OJ is an interesting character to me. Now, everyone pretty much knows that Daniel Kaluuya is a fantastic actor, especially after Spider-Verse 2 just came out. But I still think he adds such a depth to OJ that's interesting. It seems like he cares about horses as much as he does people, and as much as he wants to capitalize on the moment, he will not sacrifice the horses to do so. But one of the themes in the movie is about how spectacle can make us almost immune to our humanity. And so it almost seems hypocritical that the two leads spend the entire movie trying to capture their moment. And this is semi-true, but we'll come back to this later. As for Angel, I think he's probably the least in-depth character, but he's still funny and usually expresses exactly what the audience is thinking whenever he encounters the UFO. But obviously the real star of this movie is Steven Yeun as Jupe. Jupe is easily the movie's most interesting character right up to and even after his death. His character most likely stuck with you the most after watching, and the performance Steven gave is honestly kinda heartbreaking. His role in the plot is that he's pretty much the only one purchasing horses from the Haywood farm, but he's not very specific about what they're for. We eventually learn that he's essentially sacrificing them to get in the good graces of the beings inside the flying saucer, which he dubs the viewers. Now, obviously calling them the viewers is more of a metaphor for the audience in the same way that the saucer looks a bit like a camera or eyeball. But we get a few flashbacks to Jupe's past as well, in which he was on some kind of sitcom TV show that was pretty typical, but also involved a character played by an actual chimp. In probably the scariest scene of the entire movie, we have to watch the chimp essentially go crazy, killing or maiming most of the cast. But in an interesting turn, the chimp spares Jupe specifically right before it's shot and killed. Now, Jupe seemingly takes this to mean that he's got some kind of special ability to connect with creatures because the chimp, Gordy, spared him. In all reality, the only reason Jupe is alive is because he accidentally followed a rule that the film has established. Do not look directly at an animal's eye, and it should leave you be. Interestingly, this is also something you'll most likely be told if you go to a gorilla habitat at a zoo, so it actually has some consistency with reality. Anyway, Jupe believing he has this special connection kinda leads to his death, as he believes that the viewers have somehow chosen him as some kind of scion of humanity, when in all reality he's just some guy that gets good food for them. Not only does he not have this connection with the viewers, but the viewers also do not exist at all. He basically assumes, again, like most people watching this movie, that the UFO would hold some new alien species that are visiting Earth. While the film doesn't technically deny that it's an alien, it is just a single threat. There's no ship, it's a creature in itself. A predator. At some point in the movie, OJ and Emerald put out a fake horse for the creature to acquire, and that's implied to have jammed up all its inner works. So when Jupe tried to let the audience in on the fun, not only was the creature starving, but it was annoyed at this point. This leading to another terrifying scene, when the electricity goes out and the people look right where they shouldn't, right at the creature, and then it gobbles them up without another beat. And Jupe just stands there and watches. The way Steven plays it almost doesn't let you understand what he's thinking, but I've always took it to be him realizing that he's doomed all these people, his wife, his children, and himself, ultimately. And we get another metaphor here, seeing as how a spectacle can almost make people forego their own survival. Jupe just stares as he meets his death. It's a lot like the shoe standing up on its own when Gordy attacked, which to me is the bad miracle OJ was talking about. Also, this is your reminder to like the video and subscribe to the channel, please and thank you. But enough about Jupe, who could have this video be his own. It's time to get back to the main characters and their hypocrisy. By this point, OJ and Emerald have come up with a plan for what they dub the Oprah shot. They hire a guy named Antlers Holst. No, I'm not joking. And they basically agree to let Angel help out too. Seeing as they all just previously survived the saucer together, they're kind of bonded by trauma. But now they know the saucer is a creature, they know that it's upset, and now they know not to look it in the eye. At least, I think it's the eye. Now, I've been calling the characters hypocrites this entire video for trying to capture the Oprah shot and capitalize and get rich quick. And they are, up until the finale of the movie, and it takes two things to change their perspective. The first is a mystery writer wearing a reflective helmet that is so focused on getting his moment in the spotlight that he nearly fatally injures himself before being gobbled up by the saucer, now dubbed Jean Jacket. Everyone sees this, it's pretty clear what goes down. Then OJ enacts the plan, Antlers gets the shot, and Jean Jacket goes off somewhere, getting more and more irritated. But then, Antlers decides it's not enough to get a good shot. He needs the impossible shot. And just like that, he sacrifices himself for it, just like the bike rider. And I think this is the point where OJ and Emerald finally realize it's not worth it, but it's still too late. Because not only is Jean Jacket back, but there's now no way to make it go away. And it looks like it's evolving. This is another pretty cool moment in the film, watching the creature unfurl into something that nobody's ever seen before, something completely new. And now the characters realize the scale of what they are dealing with. They've learned it's not worth it to get the Oprah shot, but this creature's now gunning them for sport and because it's probably pretty angry at this point. So OJ finally attempts to sacrifice himself for something worthwhile. His sister. We don't actually see anything happen to him, but his sister takes the electric bike that one dude rode in on and gets away. Jean Jacket following. At this point, it's about survival, yes, but Emerald hasn't necessarily learned the lesson yet. She untethers the big jupe-shaped balloon, and at this point, Jean Jacket has entered menace mode. The animal produces this giant pom-pom type deal from its mouth thingy, and it's very surreal looking. Some have said it's the eye, but I've always taken it to be its mouth. And the way it keeps unfurling the green pom-pom over and over, to me, is similar to the way a rattlesnake rattles and hisses when it wants to threaten you. Right now, Jean Jacket is on the offensive and looking to kill. And here, Emerald, while trying to somehow kill the beast, still attempts to get the Oprah shot. And she does, and the beast dies. And she isn't punished like all of the other characters have been for exploiting Jean Jacket for her own gain. But she still learns, not even going for the picture once it appears. She just walks away grateful for her own life. And the movie ends pretty happily, as OJ rides from over yonder, barely visible through the dust. The movie Nope is one of the most thematically rich films I've ever watched, and it always surprises me when people say it's not Jordan Peele's best so far. There's so much up to interpretation in this movie that they had to cut stuff out. There are shots in the trailers of an entire character that makes no clear appearance in the movie at all. As much as I want more from this movie just because it's so good, I also acknowledge that the movie was pretty much full to the brim, and maybe them cutting this character was a good thing. But back to the antagonists of this film, Gordy and Jean Jacket, it seems to me like Jordan Peele is almost reminding us of what it means for something to behave like an animal, and what happens when we try to force it out of its nature. Jupe trying to exploit Jean Jacket for the Star Lasso experience, the showrunners of Gordy's home essentially enslaving the chimp to do their bidding. I mean, what are they gonna do, pay him? And then there's the theories and unanswered junk, which is easily the best part of the film in my eyes. It falls into an It Follows situation where the audience isn't even directly told much about how the antagonist works or where it comes from. In fact, literally nothing in the movie actually suggests Jean Jacket is an alien that came from space. It could just be a creature that's rare and native to Earth. Because the whole point of Jean Jacket is to be a catalyst to teach you the whole point of this movie. What it takes to create spectacle, and what spectacle does to the audience. But hey, that's just my thoughts on it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit notifications so you don't miss the next one. I'd really appreciate it. Or not, that's fine. Play nice, people.